we got a Final Fantasy set. I'm extremely excited. I'm a huge fan ever since my childhood. Played kind of, not all of them, not even close, I think, but a good amount. And yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of a woozy. We have some completely new things that might be a little bit similar, but to the past. But it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle to grade some cards. So if we are grading the cards from A to F, A, B, C, D are all playable cards, are pluses and minuses. F is completely unplayable. We go from A being a bomb, D being a filler that you don't want but still playable, sometimes you're gonna play it, or maybe it's just one card. C cards are like most of your deck. B is overstated, undercosted, removal overstated creatures, 2-for-1s for the board, just very, very efficient spells. Easiest way to think about them is, oh, this should cost more mana, or oh, if this cost 1 more mana, it would still be pretty good. If you think that, it's probably somewhere around B, maybe even an A. Scotty, let's begin with Colorless. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. Take Pandora.
Okay,
For 1, we get a legendary artifact. You can pay 2 and tap it to surveil 1, or you can pay 6 and tap it and sacrifice it to destroy target non-land permanent. So there are some artifact synergies in this set. I am not really sure how important they are. And this is like, you pay 1 plus 6 to kill something, that's pretty bad. You're paying 1 plus 2 to surveil 1, that's pretty bad. So it's really like, how good are the artifact synergies gonna be? And can't remember that there are many good ones. There's like it's really gonna depend on that. I just don't like the card. I'm just gonna give it a D, even with artifact synergies.
Okay, I'm on a D minus.
Yeah, it's also legendary, right? So you can have only 1.
Yeah, it's weird. it's pretty bad, pretty clunky. 2 mana to surveil is a lot.
Yeah, well, let's give it a D minus from me as well. I just don't think you need artifact synergies in this set. Not with a really bad pool cards that don't like draw your card or something.
Okay, world map. Is your voice messed up?
Is my voice messed up? What happened to my voice? Oh, it's on your chat. My voice is fine on my chat, right, guys? On my stream. Please just tell me that so... Okay, something just changed out of nowhere, or what? It's only in Scotty's stream, okay?
Maybe I have to just lower your volume. Maybe you're just way too high.
Wait, maybe let me see. Yeah, I have the mic.
Try that now.
Hello. But what happened?
I just lowered you a little bit.
Okay, I mean, you can put a limiter on me, right?
Yeah, you already had a limiter on, but I just lowered you even more.
But everything sounds fine on my stream, right? Guys, on my stream, is everything fine? You can read the next one, Scotty. Scotty.
Okay. Okay, world map. 1 mana for an artifact. 1 tap, sacrifice this artifact, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. 3 and tap, sacrifice this artifact, search your library for a land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. 1 and 1. I mean, okay, this is Traveler's Amulet, right? For
yeah.
Any sense of the word. Like 3 mana tap sack will happen, I don't know, like 0.5% of the time. Really not that much. However, is it a mythic cycle of adventure lands? You can fetch those.
Yeah, those are rares, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal to me, though, to be perfectly honest. And I do think that Traveler's Amulet is, typically speaking, quite poor. I think this is I think this is a D+ here for me.
D+ from you?
Yeah, or a D. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, I kind of don't like. So the 3 is like whatever. There are some town synergies and so on, but they're not worth 1+3 mana. Um, 2 mana to get a land is something that I don't care about paying, so I'm just gonna give it a D. And yeah, I mean, if you really need to fix, this can be your thing. Some cards care about permanence in the graveyard, so there is that, I guess. So maybe it's a role player and I can give it a D+. But this is very set dependent how good it is gonna be to splash, and I'm not sure how aggressive the set is. Like, doesn't seem super aggressive. So I guess D+, maybe splashing could be fine. And some things care about permanence in the graveyards. So, in your graveyard. Instant ramen for 2. It's a food artifact. Flash. When this artifact enters, you draw a card. You can pay 2 and tap it to sack it to gain 3 life. Yeah, I don't think this one is a role player. Like, I don't think you need artifacts that much to pay 2 mana for basically nothing, just to cycle. And then 2 mana to gain 3 life to sack artifacts. Nah, I really don't care about this one. C from a lot of people. Oh, I don't know why. Is there something I'm not seeing? Because I kind of just want to give this a D-.
No, I don't think you're missing much. The 3 life is just. I think it's because we've seen effects like this in the past, but they've been always had like a pretty critical upside attached to it. For example, like Candy Trail, like the Scry 2 or Surveil. It's Scry 2, right? The Scry 2 on that is a big deal.
But didn't it also cost less, like 1 and 2 or something like that?
It's 1 and 2, yeah. So this is significantly worse. Flash is almost nothing to me here. So yeah, this is a D for me. You're gonna give it a D-.
I don't see why I play this ever.
Okay. Not for the product placement.
I didn't get sponsored. And this is like from some Final Fantasy game I didn't play, I think.
I see. Apparently, the reason why instant ramen was in this game is for product placement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's funny, right?
And who is this? Wait, what is it? Which Final Fantasy is this?
I don't know. I just read it on Reddit.
Okay, go. You can go next.
Monk's Fist. Monk's Fist is 2 mana for a Wait, did you know, by the way, you can tell what game it is by the bottom of the card? You knew that, right?
Oh, well, obviously not because I asked. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing.
Yeah, you can tell which game it is, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so good. That doesn't matter to you, right, Scott? You don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, I know 7 because that's the one with clouds in.
Oh, nice, but good. Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, Monk's Fist is 2 mana for an artifact. Equipment has Job Select, and this is the first time we're reading Job Select, which is prominent amongst all colors. When this equipment enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, then attach this to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and is a monk in addition to its other types. Equip 2. So Job Select is this set's version of Living Weapon. It's this set's version of For Mirrodin, which we've seen in the past, which essentially means that these are creatures with persisting upsides when the creature dies. So when you play this for 2 mana, it's a 2/1 because it's a 1/1 and a +1/+0. But then you can move that around for 2 mana when that monk dies. So essentially, what happens when the monk dies is that you cut off its hands and then you wear the hands. Is the flavor of this card? Is what I'm assuming. So yeah, it's okay. This is all right. This seems to be kind of like a filler here if you can't pick up like the red white equipment that you want. Red white is the equipment archetype. It works fairly nicely with evasion, but it's expensive, right? It's relatively expensive to pass around, relatively low impact. So I'm gonna guess this is more like a filler 2-drop when you need it. So I'm gonna put this at a D+.
A pretty good filler 2-drop. Pretty good filler 2-drop though. Like if I'm gonna need just where's the instant ramen? Why I think it's so bad is because if I'm gonna need these random artifacts lying around, I'm gonna get equipment that creates a creature and trades off and then leaves an artifact, even if I'm not going to, like equip it again, right? Then I can just like sack it or whatever. Maybe I like searching for artifact, and I don't have to pay the mana to draw that to do something else. It impacts the board, no additional mana required. So I'm okay with a D+. I think this is a fine filler 2-drop. Nothing special, of course, nothing special, but we're gonna have a good amount of equipment in every set, I think. In every color, sorry. So not important. There are much better ones, but if you like 2-drops, I'm perfectly fine having this one. Adventurer's Airship for 3. It's a 3/2 flyer. Whenever this vehicle attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. Crew 2. Hey, we got a baby copter, huh? It's 1 more mana, 1 less toughness, 1 more to crew. So that's a lot of things that are worse. But the copter for 2 mana was completely broken. It's a 3/3 crew 1. This is a common. I think this is a pretty good role player. It can get through probably a good amount of times. And there are not that many vehicles in this set, so it's not like Adder Drift where you couldn't play too many. You had so many vehicles, so all the ones that were not amazing, crazy good were garbage because you cannot just put vehicles on the battlefield. You need creatures. Kinda okay with this one. It's weird, like 3 mana, 3/2 only, but like draw card, discard because is a real deal. I'm gonna be. Am I crazy? I want to give this like a C or a C+. I'm gonna give it a C.
I think the C is actually totally fine here. It's like, okay, looting is actually kind of a big deal. Looting on something that you could potentially repeat is also a huge deal. The crew is obviously very, very expensive. I'm kind of raising the only reason why I think this might be a C is because I don't think the commons and uncommons are like super pushed in this set from what I've seen.
The early game ones are definitely not, I think.
Yeah.
The problem with this one is existence of a blue 2/1 that makes a 1/1. That's a big problem, I think. That's a common.
I'm gonna start this as a C-.
All right, I'm gonna be a believer.
Like, I mean, crew two isn't nothing, but the effect is good.
The early game doesn't seem super aggressive, so this would have a place.
Yeah, it's a good effect. Yeah, Blitzball, 3 mana for an artifact. Add 1 mana of any color. Goal! Tap, sacrifice this artifact, draw 2 cards. Activate only if an opponent was dealt combat damage by a legendary creature this turn. There are a good chunk of legendaries in this set, like a good chunk. Even at uncommon. So I think it's like fairly reasonable. Like normally in some sets this sack effect will just never ever happen. And this, I think it's fine. I think it's totally okay. However, if you are going to be splashing, if you're going to be paying 3 mana to not develop, right? It's pretty reasonable to say that at least for a while you're going to be on the back foot. But as long as you can cash this in at some point in time in the hyper late game, I think you're sort of fine. So if you never get any sort of opportunity to poke in, then sure, awful, terrible. I don't think this condition is that hard. So I'm going to give this a C-.
Ooh. There's a ton of legendaries in this set, a ton. Just for the people that are asking. It really depends how much you want to splash.
Hey, do you want a little bit of a flashback to our last set review?
Yeah?
Yeah, do you know what we gave Dragonstorm Globe?
A pretty bad grade.
Yeah, we gave it D's.
But it was also a set where we didn't really realize how good it would be to have dragons in the deck. So that
Yeah.
+1/+1 mattered. We didn't really realize there is one aggressive deck in the whole set, and it's Boros, and so many other decks. And yeah, that was a miss. We gave it a really bad grade, and by pretty quickly in the set I've been kind of picking it up quite highly. We didn't also realize that you really would make a lot of 4/5 color decks. Like that is so abnormal. It really depends on the speed of the set. Like I would be fine giving Dragonstorm Globe like a bad grade again in some set. I hope I think I learned something for this one, but if it feels like there's gonna be a couple of aggressive decks, like cards like that are really, really crappy. But there was just one, and you can't be like 3 Boros drafters in the pod like that. Then your decks are not gonna be great. So who cares? You can still splash. This one I'm gonna give a D plus, just a D plus. Really not sure how good splashing is gonna be in the set. And it's a pretty good ability if you can get it to work. It just I don't think there are many like flying legendaries, but some of them is gonna connect with so many. I think yeah, D plus for now would be. I really hope it's higher. That means that the set is much less aggressive, and you can play a large variety of decks. Also, there's like a lot of flashback and you like permanents in your graveyard. So like looting, I think is gonna be pretty good. Okay, we got a magic pot for 3 mana. It's a 1/4 artifact creature. When this creature dies, create a treasure token. For 2 and a tap, you can exile target card from a graveyard. I don't think I'm ever gonna play this. Like, I would be very weirded out if I'm playing this. So I'm just gonna give this a D-. Horrible, but I don't know. I don't know how or why I would have put it in a deck, but I guess it happens. And if a pod is drafting, a pod has good drafters, I guess you can put it in a deck, but I hope I never will. So D- for now.
Yeah, this card sucks. This is a D-, but it's sometimes kind of annoying if 1/4 is an actual good defensive stat line. And if they mow past it, you can then drop your like 6-drop or whatever the turn afterwards. It's kind of nice. But no, it sucks. D-.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good amount of 2/1s, I think, in the set, so I guess that's that.
All right. Iron Giant, 7 mana for an artifact creature. Demon. It's a 6/6 with Vigilance, Reach, and Trample. Yeah, that's a lot of keywords for a common. However, it's a 7 mana 6/6. This is the time again where we remind people that 6 mana or 7 mana is a lot more than 6. It's a lot more than 6.
A lot.
It's very, 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 very expensive. It's not just one turn after 6 mana, right? Because at that point in time, it's like a couple turns because you have to actually draw that additional land, which is not 100% of the time. So yeah, that's tough. I typically think that you're going to find much, much better alternatives than Iron Giant in your decks. Even though the keywords are kind of nice. And it is kind of big. But it's too expensive. This is a D.
I mean, usually this is like a D- for me, or maybe an F. But there are some cards that let you play things like that ramp you for playing artifacts. So that helps. So I'm giving it a D for that reason. D, yeah, not good. Not very good. We got Adventures in. When this land enters, you gain 2 life. Tap it to get Colorless. I don't think that the town deck is a real thing. It's Colorless. That's really bad. There's basically nothing that cares, almost nothing that cares much about towns. I'm just giving this man, I'm giving this an F.
I don't think the town synergies are strong enough to warrant this. Yeah, I'm also in an F. I also don't think the town archetype will ever want a colorless land. So
Yep, yeah.
So I'm
Yep.
kind of off it.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Are we doing the town duels?
Sure. We can do that.
So it starts off with what, Baron, Airship Kingdom. But okay, so all the duels, there's a cycle of 10 duels in this set. They all have the typo town on them. They all enter tapped, and they all just produce 2 mana. So nothing else except for the fact that they're town typo. They're just tap lands with town type, which is fairly weak if you don't care about towns. Blue-green is the archetype that cares most about towns, but I don't think it's like a major thing to the point, oh, I want to snap a town early so I can get into like the 5-color town deck. I don't see that in this set. So I think these are all like C minuses.
Yeah, sure. C minus. If you need to splash, you pick them. Otherwise, town is not a real thing, I think. So yeah, I'm not gonna take it highly. Except this one is pretty good. The Crossroads Village. This land enters tapped. Town. As it enters, you choose a color. Add 1 mana if you choose a color. There are no evolving wilds in this set, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's Evolving Wilds.
And there's some landfall.
I think this is it.
That's weird. Yeah, I'm okay giving this a C. It makes any deck better. It goes higher to like C plus if it's really good to splash in the set. Then you kind of start taking. I start taking this much higher, but C for now, and then I'm gonna see how good it is to splash in this set.
I'll go C plus. I'm a believer.
Okay.
I mean, like if you can just pick something up and it does have some additional synergies with the typo, I think that's enough for me to go C plus. Optimism.
Okay. Yep. I think I'm gonna be on a C plus as well soon, but C for now.
Sorry. Let me.
Elixir. I can read it. For 1,
Yeah.
it's an artifact. This artifact enters tapped. For 5 and a tap, you exile this artifact, shuffle all non-land
are you on
cards.
uncommons?
We're on uncommons, yeah.
You're uncommons, okay.
Shuffle all non-land cards from your graveyard into your library. You gain life equal to the number of cards shuffled into your library this way. Okay, we got Clear the Mind that cannot be used more than once. But it also costs a lot more. It also cannot be used on the turn that you play it. But it can gain you a lot of life. It can gain you a lot of life. And then make your deck really good. Like if you're milling a lot. I think this is gonna have a place. But I have no idea right now what it's gonna be. There's good looting in the set, right? It costs so much. It's 1+5, but you cannot pay 6 to use it.
I mean, you're never gonna like deck out just because the enters tapped, right? Because you can just upkeep shuffle.
Yeah. But sometimes you just really want to use it right away. So, like you don't get you draw it and you play it, and it's like you want to just use it.
Yeah, of course.
Because it does nothing at that turn. Otherwise, like it gets you that life back. Like if you're playing that super grindy deck that I really like to play. This is there was in Bloomborough, there was like that 3 mana 2/3 that I freaking loved. That for 2 mana puts something on the bottom of your library and you can do it a million times. And this kind of does it all at once. I am gonna find a deck where this is good. You do kind of want to mill, and I think maybe you want to. There's like a white 4-drop, I think, that searches for 1 or 2 mana. I think it's 1 or 2 mana, 2 or less mana artifact from your library or graveyard, so you can do that. I'm gonna be on a D, but I think there might be a deck where this is something.
I mean, do you want to give it a ceiling?
Okay. D minus then D minus. I mean, the ceiling can. I really have no idea of a ceiling. Like it can be really high ceiling.
Well, I mean, okay, like just imagine a case where you are drafting said deck in your imagination,
Hmm?
and you see this like pack 3, pick 1. I mean, how high are you evaluating it? Like a C plus, B minus?
Really got to figure out the deck first. That's gonna do it, and why I'm
To see
gonna
how
do.
badly you want that elixir.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I will give it. I don't think we did. I'm just gonna give it a D, and I don't think we give it a ceiling. Because I have no idea of a ceiling yet. It's a very hard card to grade.
Poo poo UFO. Sorry.
It is poo poo though. It is poo poo.
It is poo poo. Yeah, it's a poo poo. 2 mana for an artifact creature, construct alien. It's a 0/4 with flying. Tap, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield, and for 3 mana until end of turn, this creature's base power becomes equal to the number of towns you control. Okay, so a 2 mana 0/4 flying defender is not very good, but it does block. It does block. And this is clearly a plant for a sort of ramping style deck. In fact, these cards work much, much better in blue green historically, just because blue or green wants to utilize the extra lands to ramp, and blue has the card draw to make sure you can activate this multiple times. There was a card in original Dominaria that was a 1/3 that wasn't very good, except unless your deck was filled with divinations, and you can activate it like twice. That deck was pretty good. So I think this may have a home, especially because it does seem like town coded, and towns are the blue-green archetype, so it seems pretty obvious that that's where it wants to go. I don't think you want to be picking this up particularly highly, nor do I think, oh, a poo-poo UFO. I'm going to slam dunk towns, which to me says it's a D+.
I think this effect is horrible. Especially on a tradable. Like, it is so hard to have a hand where using this effect is gonna get you a ramp. While you can use that land for something, and while you don't have a land, you have another land to play next turn. These are such narrow scenarios that this tap effect basically never matters. It's kind of cool for like some landfall. I think there is landfall. There's like 2/2s that get +1/+0 to that, so that's pretty cool for that landfall. That is
I
pretty
think red
cool,
green
right?
cares about landfall as an archetype.
Yeah, but I don't think it cares that much. It's mostly like 2/2 bird is gonna get +1 power, so it's just pretty good. Enters tapped? No, enters non-tapped. Yeah. So it's like you're on turn 3, right? You play this. Then next turn, you need to have a land, and you need to have 2 lands in your hand. It's turn 4, 2 lands, so you need to have 5 lands, and then you need to use both of them, right? And then you did something, or you have 2 more lands in your hand to do it twice, and then okay, shit, I have only lands in my hand. Good job, I played them. So, how's this a 2-drop? What? Oh, this is a 2-drop. I thought it was a 3-drop, man.
Oh my gosh, you thought it was a... No, it's 2 mana.
Oh! Whoa, okay, I thought it was a 3-drop. 3-drop, I thought it was the worst thing ever. Okay, now it's something, like 2 mana 0/4. Okay, this is something now. Oh, that's completely different. It's not good.
Oh, it's an A now, yeah.
But it's not like an F. D minus F. It's not a D minus F. A plus. Okay. Oh, it's a 2-drop. Wait. Oh, Okay, it's fine. This is kind of fine. Like if you're now it's okay if you're drawing a good amount of cards. Like you need 2-drops. Flying blocks things. Okay. Can be equipped as well. Okay, I'm actually on a C minus for this one. What about you, Scotty? What do you give it? I forgot.
I gave it a D+.
Okay. I thought I was gonna give it like an F or a D minus. This can do things. Lionheart for 4, an equipment. When it enters, it deals 2 damage to any target. An equipped creature gets +2/+1. Equip it for 2. I don't think so. 4 mana deal 2 is very bad, and then you gotta equip for 2 to give something +2/+1. That's 6 mana in format warping. That's the poo poo. That costs way too much, I think. Not enough artifact synergies, I feel. There's some equipment synergies, but you get equipment that is actually good and makes a creature. I think I'm on a D for this one. Can you sell me on it, Scotty? Do you maybe like it?
I mean, 4 is a lot less than 5. Meteorite sometimes killed something. Meteorite sucked. I don't think this card is that much better. If it consistently can kill the opponent's 2-drop, it's not going to feel like the worst. I think this is a D+.
I think it's a D-.
It's particularly very good. Okay.
Sorry for interrupting. You just sold it to me to give it a D-.
Okay. Yeah, it's not very good.
When you said if this consistently kills a 2-drop, that's where I was like, wow, that's bad. That is so bad. If it literally always kills a 2-drop, it is so bad. And
actually,
that's
yeah,
like,
that sucks.
And that's like, that's what you're praying that this is gonna actually do, kill a 2-drop, right? Every time you play it.
Yeah.
And it's so bad if that's what it does. Yeah, D-. What happened here? What happened here? Did my squall dirty?
Is this me? Ring of the Lushi? What is this? Final Fantasy expert, help me.
I don't know. It's Final Fantasy 15. I didn't play the new ones.
Ring of the Luck 2. 4 mana for a legendary artifact. Tap to add colorless, or pay 2 and tap it to pay 1 life. Tap target non-land permanent. I actually think that paying 1 life for this effect is really bad. Yep. It's actually extremely painful. Because like if you want an effect that you have to invest mana into to delay the game, essentially, you want to not slowly drain yourself out while doing it. So I actually think this is brutal for this type of effect. Yes, you can use it like end of turn and then use it aggressively, and then maybe you can like ramp some, etc. But I really don't think that this is very good at all. I'm giving this a D.
Yeah. I mean, you play it, you have that 2 mana, I guess. Can't pay for itself. Would be really good if it could pay for itself somehow. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how. It doesn't cost 2 mana.
Yeah.
Yeah, this... I don't see it. Gives you that 2 colorless mana, sure. It's too much to pay. I'm gonna give it a D. Relentless X ATM 092. This creature can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. It's a 6/5 for 6 mana. Okay, super mana is 6/5 for 6 mana. For 8 mana, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped with a penalty counter at instant speed, so that's kind of cool. Again, there are some of these things that help you cast abilities from artifacts or cast your artifacts, so that's something. I remember this guy. This is like just at the beginning of Final Fantasy VIII, and when I was a little boy, my friend was showing me Final Fantasy, and this was a big problem. But then when I was playing it on my own, it was not a big problem, so I didn't understand what was going on. Maybe we were too small then. Because that was a time where I didn't play any Final Fantasy game, and he showed me this. Okay, so this is really bad for 6 mana, right? It's a bad stat line. Sure, it can't be blocked that easily, but my 6-drops need to be a lot more than big bodies that are hard to block. And I want multiple bodies. I want gaining life. And I don't want to pay another 8 to get it back. But there is a thing that you discard and then you can get it back. This seems really bad. I'm just giving it a D. A D-. Seems really bad.
Is this the so I know what you're gonna say, so ignore the cycling, but is this the same hard cast card as Troll of Khazad-dûm. Okay. I
Yeah,
mean, Super Menace is a very good ability. I'll give it a D+. I actually think it's okay. I think it's okay.
but Troll of Khazad-dûm, the
D+
only
for me.
reason it was good was because it's like it has one
Okay,
mana.
I knew you were gonna say that. That's why I banned talking about it.
Yeah, but then it sucks. Troll of Khazad-dûm is horrible. Then it would be horrible.
Hard cast? Oh, dang. Good enough to get banned, though, on the field.
What? It got banned?
Banned, yeah. I got banned in Legacy or something.
Okay, really?
I don't know. What form? Vintage something? I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, like 6 mana single bodied guys are really shitty. Like they need to get you back in the game. Troll's banned, I didn't know that. Well, probably not because of its stats and effect. Might be because of cycling. Might be. No, this is horrible, man. How are you giving a not a horrible grade to like single body 6-drop that is only semi good on attacking? Explain it to me. They always are horrible. Even 5-drops that are just good at attacking, and the stats are small. It's small creature.
8 mana is a lot to return.
Yeah.
It is some additional grinding ability. If my deck needs a finisher like super badly, I think this could fill the role. There's some 6-drops, like for example, a vanilla 6/5 would not fill that role. I think that for the fact that this comes back, it can fill that role. D+.
Okay.
Capital City, land, town, adds tap to add colorless 1 and tap to add 1 mana of any color, and cycling 2. Filter land with cycling. Filter lands on their own, unplayable. Filter land with cycling, it's okay. It's all right. Unfortunately, it's going to play out mostly like a filter land most of the time, unless you draw in the in the late game to the point to cycle it. So when you actually have to put it on the battlefield, it kind of sucks, which is unfortunate. Additional town typo, etc. I think overall this is just a C.
I don't like it at all. Something's gonna put in the deck when I really need the mana or something. D. D. Just a D. If you really need to splash.
Okay.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, I just getting the name again.
If I really need to splash, then sure. I mean, but cycling is kind of nice for top deck war. But it feels like there's enough value in this set, so nah. Eden. Seed of the Sanctum. It's a colorless town land, but for 5 and tap you can mill 2 cards. Then you may sack this land. Or you may sack this land. When you do, return another target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So it's a really bad land, and then you gotta pay 6 to get something back. Like a spell land, but it messes up your deck before you use it. I don't know, I think I'd rather play random card draw. I'm on a D- for this one.
Yeah, D-. This is nothing. Colorless is so bad. Sorry, just inputting grades. We got the Gold Saucer. It's a land town. Tap to add colorless, and 2 and tap to flip a coin. If you win the flip, create a treasure token. 3 and tap, sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. Okay, we're getting a little bit more spicy. We're getting a little bit more spicy here. So this is molasses, right? It's molasses on its own. So what on average, on its own, on average, you need 5 turns to draw a card, right?
And
5 turns at an investment of 11 mana.
Isn't it 16 mana?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sure. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Because you're not using this itself. Yeah.
It's 16
so
mana.
It's an insane amount of mana.
I mean, you can sack another artifact.
Yeah. Like the only way to do this is with instant ramen.
No, what? No, what the hell? There are equipment. There's equipment and treasures lying around.
Yeah, so it's I'm not a huge believer. I really don't think that you're gonna have enough artifacts to be happy paying the 4 mana to sack and draw. At that stage, you're getting such a minor bonus for like such a big cost of not being able to cast your spells. I just don't think it's worth it. So I'm giving this a D minus.
There's that black card that for 3 mana you can sack an artifact or a creature to draw a card. So that's something. So what the fuck is happening outside of my house? I might close the window. I don't know what's happening. So there's something. I don't think you're almost ever gonna like sack these 2 treasures you get from this, but you can sack like other artifacts. That is something, and maybe this treasure is what you use to fuel like that artifact guy that when you sack an artifact for 3 you draw cards. So there is something here. So let's go with a D for this one. I'm gonna be a believer. I don't think it's an F. It feels to me like the set is not gonna be crazy aggressive. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm gonna feel different at the end of the set, but that's just a feeling. Oh, we're done with uncommons, right?
On to rares,
On to the rares.
rares and mythics.
Yeah. First up, we got Excalibur 2. For 1 mana, it's legendary artifact equipment. When you gain life, put a charge counter on this thing. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each charge counter on this thing. Equipped for 3. This is not Excalibur. What is this? And it's what? This guy? Oh my god, I forgot the name. Because when I first played. Why am I so. Oh, remind me, guys, please. I know it has a little bit of funny name. At least it was to me. Steiner. And oh no, it's just funny face. I named him Tihomir when I first played because I was a kid, and this was my father. My Vivi, which is my favorite character, was my brother, and then I named there was Beatrix in Final Fantasy IX. I named that Ružica, that's my mother. And in the end, Steiner and Beatrix, if I remember correctly, they ended up being together. So good thing, my father and mother ended up being together, which is actually not the case in real life, but it was in a game. So that's good for them. This is horrible. This is horrible. Same like my father's and mother's marriage. It's an F. You never want to play this, and they should have broken up much sooner. I was begging them to do so since I was 13. What do you think, Scotty, about this card?
What do I think about this card? Oh, this sucks. Did you give it an F?
Yes.
Yeah, this is an F. Yeah, nice oof there.
You can
Do we
sack
do
it to
mythics
draw a
as well?
card.
So, oh yeah, you can sacrifice what now? Are we doing? Is it Buster Sword next?
It's a Masamune, no?
Okay. All right, Buster Sword. 3 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. Oh, is this not the card we're doing? We're not
No.
doing Buster Sword?
Isn't it the Masume? No.
Are you? Oh, shoot! Am I not sorted by mana cost? I am.
Yeah, you did sort
The
by the
heck?
cost?
You're not doing mythics. You're not. You don't group rares and mythics together.
Oh, we can do that if you want.
No. It's okay. It's okay. I think we never have done that in the past, and I just forgot.
Okay.
The Masamune. I don't know how to pronounce that. 3 mana for a legendary artifact equipment. As long as equipped creature is attacking, it has first strike and must be blocked if able. Equipped creature has if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature or an emblem you own to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Equip 2. Yeah, this is I don't really care that much about the death trigger clause on a card that does not affect the board whatsoever. First strike and must be blocked is not really. It's definitely not worth this effect to me.
5 mana.
It's Yeah, it's horribly expensive, and this is just it's not worth it for the equip ability, and it's not worth it for the death triggers ability. I think this is a D minus.
It does literally nothing when you're behind, and doesn't get too much further ahead. I mean, what is this? If a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature, not emblem, sure, of this creature to trigger.
Actually, no, I think this is an F.
Yeah, this is an F. That's horrible. This is just useless. Where was it? Okay, the second part I know it doesn't matter, but it's so weird. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature to trigger. Like what is that? What is when a creature dies, you do get some no. Go away. F, let's go next. The Regalia. For 4 mana, you got a 4/4 haste, crew 1 vehicle. Whenever the Regalia attacks, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Put that card on the battlefield tapped, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Oh, this is pretty good. This is pretty good, but it's definitely not a World Wagon. 100% not a World Wagon. So it's not broken. But it's pretty good. B+? I don't think so. I'm gonna be... I think it's a B-. I think it's a pretty good card. Still a vehicle. Yeah, I'm okay with it. B-.
Yeah, I think this is a B minus as well. The haste is really nice. The big difference here is that it can't. There's boards it can't really profitably attack into.
Yeah.
World Wagon basically never had a board it couldn't profitably attack into
Yeah.
because it's so freaking big.
It's never.
That's
It's
like
never.
a huge
It's just
upside
never.
of the card, but yeah, but this card gets blanked. But B minus really good.
And World Wagon was like 3 mana. You ramp. You search for literally any land, basic land, and then you do that again next turn. And they kind of have to block because it's too big, and you can't really race it. So it was like so easy. So easy. It always gets you head. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna win the race against the World Wagon. It didn't work like that in that set. This is different. Not even close. It's not even close. It's just I think it's a good card. It gets done.
Magitech Scythe. Magitech Scythe is 4 mana for an artifact equipment. A test of your reflexes. When this equipment enters, you may attach it to target creature you control. If you do, that creature gains first strike until end of turn and must be blocked this turn if able. A creature gets +2/+1. Has equipped 2. So this one's actually kind of nice because like for 4 mana, any colors, any deck, you're probably going to win combat on the turn as this comes down, and then it has some sort of grinding ability afterwards.
You
really can also use this.
You just kill their weakest creature and tap yours, right?
You're right. I don't know why I thought this had flash.
Oh.
I don't know why I thought this had flash. This whole time I thought I had flash, even when I read this like last week or something. Okay, that's significantly worse. It's still pretty good. It's still pretty good, I think. I think this is totally solid. But yeah, obviously it doesn't have flash. It just eats their smallest creature. It can even be a token, which kind of sucks. But leaving behind something after that effect is not the worst. Not the worst. I think this is. I think overall this is a C.
Wait, this isn't in the main set?
Wait.
Oh. Wait.
You're right. Yeah, that collector cost is super high.
Oh, this isn't in the main set. Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait.
Gosh, that's...
And wait. No? No? Then wait, why are we seeing it? We're just gonna have to be careful, okay?
I think the person who made this maybe also missed that, possibly.
Ah, it could be just an accident.
Yeah. Maybe just an accident. Yeah, it's not on the tier list.
it's not on the tier list at all.
It's not on the tier list.
Never mind, guys. This card is nothing. Who cares? Goodbye. Ultima, Origin of Oblivion. For 5, we gotta be careful about the numbers sometimes, I guess.
Yeah.
For 5, it's a 4/4 flyer. Whenever it attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, it loses all land types and abilities and has tap add colorless. Whenever you tap a land for colorless, add an additional colorless. I don't know. Not impressed by the rares so far. Actually, they're mostly horrible. But this one is colorless. How this Ultima? How is this Ultima? Okay. So 5 mana 4/4 flyer. That's no longer very good. Okay, so not the best stat line. And this doesn't do anything. This effect, like it can ramp you. Or it can maybe mess up the opponent if they got unlucky with lands. Or if they're splashing, but if they kill Ultima, that blight counter does nothing anymore. Yeah, that's the right set symbol. 4/5 flyer for 5 is not fine anymore. Thank God. Thank God. Because the only reason it was fine because every ground creature was S. It was not because of the power creep. It's because they just sucked. They did nothing in a lot of sets. And then you play a 5 mana 4/4 flyer, you attack 5 times, 4 times I guess, 4 times, and you win. Yay. Blight effect continues. Wait, what? No, Blight effect doesn't continue, right, Scotty? When this dies.
Well, it still loses all land types and it only adds colorless.
Oh, really?
But it doesn't add double.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know
So
that.
I think it's just miscommunication. But yeah, you know what the card does.
How many times were you gonna attack? I'm happy to see that rares are not broken. That's really nice. But yeah, this is whatever. I'm giving it a D.
I give it D+. I think Air Elemental is a D+ these days.
Yeah?
It's not very good, but...
Next up.
Where is Ultima's at the top of the tier list because it's colorless, but not an artifact. Can you read the next one?
Genji Glove. For 5 mana, equipped creature has double strike. You equip for 3. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, untap it. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Okay, that is extremely powerful, 2 effects combined. And it's also 5+3 mana. This is really cool. I really like the commons and uncommons from what I've seen are very powerful. And the rares are just like either interesting or kind of whatever. So that's really nice. That's pretty healthy. So far. This one is interesting. Like I think like you can engineer a deck that's a little bit better with this, where you can maybe cast artifacts and like artifacts for kind of less mana where you're ramping into them. It's a very powerful effect, but it costs so crazy much. It costs so much. I'm gonna give it a D+ because I'm a believer.
That sounds like you're drinking haterade to me. I give it a C-.
5. Whoa, haterade? Is that what it said?
Yeah, haterade. You're drinking some of that haterade.
You gave it a C-. Like, oh, I don't think this is an F or an A. Okay, it's either an F or an A. Yeah, that's the usual. Like we're not. That's the usual kind of dilemma that we have. It's like A or an F. Is it unplayable or one of the best cards in the set? No, I don't think it's an F or an A. It's like not very good, but maybe you can make it work in some decks. Not a card.
Next card is Clive's Hideaway. Land, town, has Hideaway 4. When this land enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, then put the rest in the bottom in a random order. Taps to add Colorless, and you can pay 2 and tap it to play the exiled card without paying its mana cost if you control 4 or more legendary creatures. Nice, this is an F.
Yeah, this is an F. Starting Town. This land enters tapped unless it's your first, second, or third turn of the game. You can tap it for colorless, or you can tap it and pay 1 life to add 1 mana of any color. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not bad. Paying 1 life is a lot, but you don't have to do it every time, every turn. I'm gonna C for this one.
This is C plus for me. Honestly, same thing as I rated the Uncharted Haven higher than you two. But yeah, C plus. Good cards. Good fixing.
Yeah, sometimes it's gonna be a problem to pay that. Why is that other land an F? Because it's only colorless land. That's it. Just make it a curse. Okay, now you can read the Busters Fort, Scotty.
Where the heck is Starting Town? Why is...
I can read this one.
Oh.
Buster Sword for 3 mana. It's an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. You equip for 2. That's a lot of mana. No protection, no evasion. To draw a card, that is initial investment is extremely high, 3/+2, but paying 2 to move 3/2 around, even with no effect, makes any creature a big threat. And putting this on some creatures like flyers, lifelinkers, and so on, or creatures with some certain effects, like making them 3 or 4 mana higher, making them seem like they cost 3 or 4 mana more. I think it's still good. But you gotta be careful. You really gotta be careful about. It has a good effect. So like if you put it on a creature, they're not gonna block. If they're chomping, okay, if you can afford it, but you can draw a card and just play something kind of big. So I'm on a B- actually for this one, just because initial investment is a lot.
Yeah, the initial investment's a lot. The effect's really good though. Like, I don't even care about drawing a card, but I mean, I do. Yeah, it's really good part of it. But +3/+2 is a lot of stats. That's a lot of stats. I'm giving it a B.
Okay.
I can read Et A tier and Pruin. 6 mana for a legendary artifact. It's an equipment. Equipped creature has base power and toughness XX, where X is your life total. Equip 5.
5.
This is 6 mana, and then you have to pay another 5 to equip it. This is insanity.
It's insane. Yeah. Okay, there is a common. I think it's a common in white. That says 4 mana, draw a card, and then on the beginning of your combat phase, for 1 mana you can equip. It's a 4 mana 2 to draw a card. And for 1 mana on your combat phase, you can equip any equipment to a creature you control. Does that change anything for you, Scotty? It's a common.
No.
Yeah, I'm on an F as well. but I'm gonna lose to this thing sometimes, for sure. Summon Behemoth. I always called him Bahamut.
I think that's how I've heard it most of the time.
I always called him Bahamut. Okay, we're gonna call him Bahamut then. For 9 mana, you get our first summon. Summons are enchantment creatures. They're sagas, but they're also creatures with a creature type. So, they work literally exactly the same like all sagas, but while they're on the battlefield, they're also creature. They have summoning sickness, they are going to die when enough damage is dealt to them, and they are also going to die when, when the final step is resolved, right? When the final, the 4th step here is resolved. Alright, first one, 9 mana, 9/9 flyer. The first and second page. How do you call this? Do you call it page or step? Or phase?
Chapter.
Chapter. That's what we call it. The first and second
Yeah.
chapter. Destroy up to one target non-land permanent. Third chapter, draw 2 cards. Fourth chapter, Mega Flare. This creature deals damage equal to the total mana value of other permanents you control to each opponent. Okay. That's 9 mana. This needs, if you're playing this, it needs to go in a very dedicated deck. So we talked about paying 7 for something. 7 is extremely high cost. Going from 6 to 7 is gonna take a long time. Going from 7 to 8, most games are done by that point. If you have that card in your hand, because you're not playing anything. Going from 8 to 9, like if you have that card waiting, there are so many games that are done. And one of the reasons why they are done is because you have that card in your hand. So this needs to have a dedicated deck that is going to ramp into this. Right, Scotty?
UFO. UFO.
UFO doesn't ramp.
Yeah. Agreed.
It is extremely powerful though. So you play it, you destroy anything. Next turn you destroy anything and you have a 9/9 flyer. Then you draw 2 cards. I mean, you're probably done. You probably won already, right? It doesn't win you the game right away, is the thing. If they kill it, you got a 9/9 that destroyed anything. Reanimation Nation. Oh, there is reanimation in this set as well. I think only one in black. And this is a creature that you can reanimate. It is game winning, but you need to wait a little bit to win that game. Like Ugin exiled something right away, kind of similar. Cannot be countered, that exilement. And he drew the card right away, right? Oh. It's 9. I have no idea if 9-drops are gonna even be. There are some sets where 9-drops are not playable at all.
I'm giving this a C+.
Ureni was crazy, right? For 8 mana.
Yep.
But it was a set where you can get a lot of lands as well. In the like you can. There were monuments which were good that get you lands. There was globe. There were ways to get more lands, more mana than usual on the battlefield. I'm gonna be a believer. I'm gonna give it a B-. I think it's worth it to build a deck around this. It's also like you can loot it, and there are some things that get you back creatures from the graveyard. Into your hand even, just into your hand. I'm gonna give it a B-, but it might be really bad, but it is usually gonna win you the game. Sorry, do you have a public link for the tier list?
No. Do you want me to? Well, actually, I probably can't make one. Do you want to do that like right now? Do you want to just take a quick pause?
No need. Okay, B-. I'm a believer, but you can't just be. I'm gonna play a 9 mana card in anything, but I'm kind of a believer. Oh, that's it for the mythics?
Yep.
Sorry, do you want to go into white? Or do you want to go into multicolor to... We can go into multicolor, there is not as many as we...